House on the Freeway is available at FamilyMatters.net.
Gospel, united to save. It's the Guts Gospel Show, a variety talk show with a Christian view. With your host, Nikki B, featuring open discussion, event spotlight, and special guests. Tune in weekdays. Wake up for the morning show at 7 a.m. The Guts Gospel Show, a variety talk show with a Christian view. With your host, Nikki B, right here on this station.
This commercial is sponsored by Rhythmic Gospel Network.
They were looking for me, man.
Ships of an alien source are approaching from the sky. Radio contact has been attempted but cannot be established. Instructions are to prepare for an attack by an unknown enemy.
Let's go. I got 3 strikes and I ain't trying to see the pin. But step to the and wait for me. I'm switching something that way. Anytime, anywhere. Show me my opponent. I got 3 strikes and I ain't trying to see the pin. But step to the plate and I'm swinging for the fence. On this rap tip, I'm serving any that want it. Anytime, anywhere. Show me my opponent. Off rip, I'm letting you know. Church folks, beware. I'm letting them have it on this one. Y'all can go and tell real. These rappers getting rich. That's just what the business is. But I just have a problem when I hear these kids listening, mimicking these idiots. Are you serious? These dudes playing a role and you living it. But I'm a sick truth feel thing. It's for who I think again. Speak out from Bible, watch the deal. The truth is everybody can be real. It's everybody. Do something that's a few finish up. You ain't gonna kill nothing and ain't gonna let nothing die. You can't handle in your business, and I respect that. But it's a couple real cats left, and we gon' bust back. I got 3 strikes and I ain't trying to see the pin, but step to the plate and I'm swinging for the fence. On this rap tip, I'm serving any that want it. Anytime, anywhere. Show me my opponent. I got 3 strikes and I ain't trying to see the pin, but step to the plate and I'm swinging for the fence. On this rap tip, I'm serving any that want it. Anytime, anywhere. Show me my opponent. Hold up, bruh. Let me give him something to think about. See, my daddy gave you the gift that you got, but you got a second hand, mine straight from the top. Now ask yourself, how can I not be hot? Why not rock the spot? Stunning like my daddy. My job is to keep them heathens mad at me, and I'm calling all contender looking at...
Undisputable truth right here on Guts Gospel United Save. And I tell you, show me my opponent. That's what we should all be ready to see from our opponent. But we're back, and we were dealing with verses 24 through 29, and Paul's reaction. Well, let's go a little bit. Let's talk a little bit before we talk about his reaction. Verses 24 and 25 show why Paul was such an effective witness to God, revelation in Jesus Christ. Festus' outburst was unusual, not something that should have happened, should have taken place. It just didn't happen. It was just not something that was done, but in a loud voice, which means Festus bellowed, maybe in laughter and in skepticism or in anger at the ardor and certainty of Paul's faith. Festus described Paul as beside thyself and crazy, or as translated in the NIV, out of your mind. Christian witnesses today shouldn't be surprised when they are occasionally encountered charges of, "You're crazy, that's ridiculous," or other similar first responses to our attempts to share the gospel. Now, Paul's reaction wasn't to cover before rejection, or to cower before rejection. That wasn't what his first thought was. No. Or to resort to religious double talk or waver from what he had said. He followed exactly Peter's counsel for sharing one's faith. Always he prepared to give an answer to everything or everybody who asked. You give a reason for the hope that you have. But do this with gentleness and respect. Paul's response in Acts chapter 26, verse 25, did not take an argumentative tone. Rather, his reply, most noble Festus, showed respect for the governor's agitation as well as the authority of his position. Yet it also allowed Paul's reasonable nature of what he said. Likewise, Christians sharing their faith today should keep their confidence in God's truth strong without resorting to hurting feelings, arguments, or anger. Although Paul was replying to Festus' loud reaction, he skillfully turned his reply to include Agrippa. He was the great-grandson of Herod the Great, who attempted to kill off Jesus at birth, and the grandson of Herod Antipas, who had John the Baptist beheaded. From childhood, Agrippa had immersed in the events of Jesus' life and his interaction with the temple and its leaders. In addition, Agrippa had an ongoing interest in Jewish affairs and religion. Although he ruled over the two small areas in Palestine, the Romans had appointed him as their overseer of the temple. So Paul accurately depicted Agrippa's knowledge of what he spoke. Paul's statement in Acts 26 and 26, "This thing was not done in the corner," was a widely known courtside Jerusalem during Passover. Thousands of Jews from across the world were there. With the understatement, Paul emphasized Agrippa's knowledge of what was widely known. When asked whether he believed the prophets, Paul assumed Agrippa's interest in spiritual realities. This was an effective approach to sharing the faith. Paul understood that then, as now, all people want to believe that their lives have purpose and meaning. All peoples. All of them. They have meaning. Every last one means something. Somewhere. To someone. Now, this should bolster Christians' confidence as we share God's good news in Christ today. Either Festus deflected Paul's witness by questioning Paul's sanity. Here, Agrippa utilized another common ploy to sidetrack Paul's witness for Christ. He accused Paul of trying to rush him in decisions without giving needed time to think. Instead of giving him his needed time. Sometimes people don't let you think. They rush you. Rush you into a decision. Rush you into a bad decision so that you cannot make a good decision. In verse 28, almost means little or slightly. Most modern translations, such as the NIV, interpret Agrippa's words as a question he was asking Paul. Do you think that in short time, or with only a few words, you can convince me to become a Christian? Paul responds by affirming his assurance that he saw his commitment to Christ as a good decision and as a sure path to purpose and meaning, regardless of the uncertainties of life. So, what are you going to do about it? Let me ask you a question. How does Paul respond to Festus's outbreak? And he respectfully disagrees and addresses the king. He doesn't get out of sorts. He doesn't get out of character. He doesn't get out of shape. He just respectfully responds and moves on. We thank you so much for tuning into the broadcast. You are tuning into Guts, the Gospel United Safe, bringing you the information needed for transformation within South Florida and all over the world. A variety talk show with a Christian point of view, hoping that you will have the guts to tell somebody about Jesus. We're going to take a break, and then we'll be dealing with some issues, and then we'll probably deal with some of the commercial stuff. And we thank you for hanging in and being with us until the very end.
Whether you're looking for a new Dodge car, truck, SUV, or minivan, or a certified used vehicle, Rob Lambden's University Dodge is dedicated to providing you with the service you deserve. Stop by the dealership today and ask for Reverend Ronald T. Young, because you're only 15 minutes away from a great deal. That's Rob Lambden's University Dodge, 5455 South University Drive in Davie, Florida. The number to call, 954-434-5995. That's 954-434-5995. Or you can contact Reverend Ronald T. Young directly by calling 305-910-7124. That's 305-910-7124. Remember, ask for Reverend Ronald T. Young.
Bullying has no place in Florida schools, and adults have the power to stop it. I'm Andy Ford, president of the Florida Education Association. Bullying can cause decline in academic performance, physical illness, depression, or worse. Help us create safe, bully-free learning environments for all students. One caring adult can make the difference. Pledge to be that adult at nea.org/bullyfree.
A message from the Florida Education Association.
Gospel, united to save. It's the Guts Gospel Show, a variety talk show with a Christian view. With your host, Nikki B, featuring open discussion, event spotlight, and special guests. Tune in weekdays for the midday show at 3:30 p.m. The Guts Gospel Show, a variety talk show with a Christian view. With your host, Nikki B, right here on this station.
This commercial is sponsored by Rhythmic Gospel Network.
This Sunday, time is very important because this Sunday we return to Eastern Standard Time.
Time passages.
That's right, this Sunday, South Florida returns to Eastern Standard Time at 2 a.m. So before you go to bed Saturday night, make sure you turn your clocks back 1 hour so you'll be on time Sunday morning. Remember the old saying, spring forward, fall back. Eastern Standard Time returns Sunday morning at 2 a.m. Set your clocks back 1 hour Saturday night. A timely reminder from WEXY. WEXY, Wilton Manors, Fort Lauderdale, Miami. A service of Multicultural Broadcasting, Incorporated.